Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM, brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. Well, that was an interesting segment about millennial fly fishing over in the Smoky Mountains, the TVA. I hope you'll take time to go to TVA.gov and look up that and look at all the fly fishing opportunities in the rivers and the streams below the great dams over there that the TVA operates, and maybe you'll plan a trip. Well, we're going to talk now, keep on the subject of fishing, but we're going from the mountains of East Tennessee to God's country. Okay, I'm sorry.
And where's that? What God's country are we talking about?
Well,
Larry?
we're talking about northwest Arkansas, okay? Where once upon a time there was a small area up there, but now since some guy named Sam came in,
I like it.
Yeah,
yeah,
and somebody built a stadium named Reynolds, and so
That's right.
there's a lot going on up there. But Ron set up this interview. Yeah, Ron set up this interview, and I was really happy to set it up, not knowing that what we were getting into, but it brought back memories of me and my college days up there in northwest Arkansas. But we're happy to have on Outdoors with Larry Ray David King. He is the founder and president of Mossback Fish Habitat, based out of Springdale, Arkansas. Good morning, David.
Good morning, gentlemen. It is so good to talk to y'all.
Good to talk to you. And I mentioned that David, he told me he played football at Arkansas for my dear friend, my dear friend Ken Hatfield. Fred Hatfield was the manager of the Arkansas Travelers. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But my good man Ken Hatfield, who still, I think, has the record for the best winning percentage ever at the University of Arkansas. But David is in the business of helping folks out. Right, Ron? If you had to describe David's business, Ron, how would you describe it?
Well, David is strategically thinking about the future of fishing.
Yes.
And the environment for fishing, and to ensure that all of the younger generations will always have the opportunity to catch fish, because there will be fish, and to have fish, you have to have places where they can spawn, where they can feel comfortable, and where they can feed year round. And, David saw this, and he's come up with a product, in my opinion, the finest there is that you can get in fish habitats. And, I have to tell you, 2 years ago, I was at the Crappie Expo in Hot Springs, Arkansas.
Yes.
And I ran into David, or actually his marketing director, Tracy, and she was talking to me. She says, I want you to come over and see what I got. And I did, and I took pictures of it. And, of course, you know what I do with all my pictures.
That's right.
But, it struck me, people are starting to think about sustainability. And this is what David's organization and his company is all about. And David, your particular fish habitats are a little bit different than what most people have. Tell our listeners about your fish habitats and your tractors.
Well, I think I could just drop the microphone after that introduction.
There you go. Nice talking to you, David. Thank you, David.
Yeah, I'm going back to bed.
No, because I know. Listen to this, folks. David, don't have a chance. Go, David. Go.
No, thank you, Ron. That was great, and I did have the pleasure of getting to meet him in Branson, and I I think I have me a lifelong friend there. I just enjoyed that, and so it was just a great time. So, we do have a very unique product. It's all made out of recycled PVC.
Really?
And,
okay.
One of the things is our limbs, as we call them, are V-shaped. A lot of people, when they look at them, they go, "Oh, that's angle iron," and when they feel them and they realize it's plastic, PVC, they're kind of amazed. But what that V-shape does that is so different is that traps sediment. and it's just, I call it a flower pot. So that sediment
Okay.
pitches in that V shape, and it's just like a flower pot. So that lets all the plant life and everything just have a pot to grow out of. And just, we have some incredible pictures on our website of what the plant life looks like when it starts growing and coming out of that. And it creates a natural living piece of habitat that the fish absolutely love. We have everything from protecting the little small bait fish and fry, which is so important, up to the ambush habitat for your game fish to hide in and ambush their prey.
Well, I can tell when I looked at this and looked at the website for mossback fish. I mean, you started out as mossback fish rack, and I can
Yes,
see
sir.
that you looked around and you saw how much time-consuming. I mean, homemade contraptions, brush piles, all these different kind of things, and you looked at these things and, hey, let's make something as a fish attractor into a one-stop manufacturer of a product line with both fishing and fisheries management in mind.
That's exactly right.
So thus the name, mossback. And Ron was going to
Right.
try.
Well, I got to tell you something about the mossback habitat and attractor. Fishermen today, a lot of them, like you just said, go out and they put some wood into some cement and everything else.
Been there, done that.
Wood and branches and trees and those kind of things, they're great for about 2 years, and then they start to deteriorate, where this product will never deteriorate.
Never.
And like David said, it's out of recycled material, so that's sustainability for the world.
Never is a big long time, Ron. So David, talk about. So you guys have been in business how long?
About 11 and a half years.
Okay, now, and you stay busy. I read the story. You were involved with the Oklahoma Department of Wildlife and Fisheries on, I think, on Grand Cherokee. If I'm
Grand
not
Lake, we just did a huge project there with them. So, and hearing a lot of great results, people catching fish, because that's about an hour and 15 minutes away from us. So that was right in our backyard, and it was just an incredible project. And they had a representative from every one of their districts there helping with
Really?
that. So it was just an incredible, just a blessing. My sales guy had worked on that for probably 5 years. He was very persistent, and they loved it. It went, and they did an incredible PR job to get the public behind it, and they're already asking them when they're going to do more projects.
Well,
so that's what we love. You love it when they go that smooth.
You call this a journey that you've been on, David. When I looked at this thing and I said, well, when you were playing for the University of Arkansas before you got hurt, was this in your plan to one day own mossback fish habitat? I don't think that's probably what you were thinking about, but tell us how this developed, because you went away from God's country for a while, you came back, and talk about that for a few minutes.
Yeah, we just, when we make plans, I think God just sits up there and laughs and goes, really? You think that's what's going to happen?
That's right.
So,
yeah.
My life has been full of those. This is what I'm going to do. And, they don't work out that way. I always thought I might play professional football. But,
yes.
The good Lord had different things. And I'm just coming up on being married for 30 years, and I might not have met my sweet wife, and
there you go,
and had my great kids.
There you
got
go.
my first grandbaby. So
yep.
God knows better than we do, and He guides us and directs us, and probably keeps us out of a lot of trouble. But I didn't mean to start preaching, but
preach on, brother. You got 2 minutes. Preach on. So
yeah. So I grew up on Beaver Lake, and it was full of habitat.
Amen.
Trees everywhere.
Yep.
My mom loved to fish. My dad would work long hours, and my mom would take us fishing. And I got to fish almost every day of my life.
On Beaver Lake.
For a long time. And then, like you said, we moved away, and then came back, and I got to live 2 doors down from where I grew up. And
oh my goodness!
All the habitat was gone, and just the fishing was not like it was used to be. And I started putting cedar trees. I started building stuff out of utility pipe, and just nothing was working. and I fish with a lot of handmade jigs, and I got tired of losing them in cedar trees, and
yes,
because I like the crappie fish with 4-pound test line.
There you go, Ron.
Catch a lot more fish. So,
Well,
Yeah.
but that's the other thing
just out
about
of
the
necessity is
mossback habitat.
where we came.
yeah.
You don't get hung up.
You don't get hung up. Well,
No,
we're gonna.
you really don't.
Well, we're going to have to hang up with David on this segment, but so tell our listeners, David, how they can get in touch with you, website or whatever information.
Yes, you can call and talk to us. We love to talk to customers and walk them through. We have everything from private ponds to if you want to put something in the lake, and you can call us at 479-751-4100. Or you can visit our website at www.mossbackfishhabitat.com. And you can drop us a line that way, no pun intended, but we would love to hear from you. We love to help people out and make sure they're putting their habitat in a good spot, and we're just here to help and make things better. We want to leave things better than we found it.
Well, David King, thank you for being on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Glad to hook up. We'll stay in touch, and folks, if you're thinking about,
we will talking to
yeah,
again.
yeah, if you're thinking about building a pond on your property, whatever it might be, this is what you need to talk to. You need to go to mossbackfishhabitat.com. David, thank you, buddy. Have a great holiday. Merry Christmas to you, and
Merry Christmas.
And we will stay in touch. Okay, man?
All right. Thanks for having me, and Merry Christmas to you guys. I appreciate what
Merry
y'all
Christmas.
do.
Thank you, David.
You too, Ron. All right. Take care.
All right. Even appreciate it. Let me tell you about next week's show real quickly because it's going to be fun. Frank Barton's going to be in with us next week. Bill Cooksy's going to be in with us next week. We're going to spend a lot of time talking duck hunting. Just be ready for it, okay? That's all I'm going to tell you. Ron Wong, appreciate you, brother. All right?
It's been a good one.
We'll stay in touch. The one and only Ron Wong. Go to lroutdoors.com. Look up all of Ron's photographs, interviews, and everything else. And I hope you've already entered this chance to win this Sure Shot game call, and you went to LR Outdoors at att.net and said Sure Shot. If you haven't, go ahead and do it. I'm going to take the first one when I get home. Shelby, thank you. Ron Wong, it doesn't cost an extra cent to be a good sport. And what else?
God
bless the USA.